morning, students. We are continuing with the same unit, and today's topic is frequency distribution, and which shows the classification of data. Your frequency distribution is nothing but your presentation of data that you are going to divide and present. So it has many divisions. That is what frequency means. How many data or samples you are collecting and you are going to represent, they are divided into segments. So let's see. What is this classification of data? It is the process of arranging the data into different classes or groups according to their common characteristics. According to Spur and Smith, classification is the grouping of related facts into classes. So whatever data you have collected, you have to divide and you have to present. That is what frequency means in this chapter. You can take, for example, you are taking your population according to their age, sex, then you can also segment into height, weight. So each of these can be divided into different section, and then you will be noting down the frequency. Frequency means how many number of times it is getting repeated. Now let's see the objectives of classification. To make comparisons, why you are needing this classification or why you are need this frequency distribution. So it is very necessary to make comparisons, to show differences between any two objects. To arrange the data in such a way that their similarities and dissimilarities become very clear. So when you are using this frequency distribution, you can make it clear that what are the differences between your data. Then to point out the most important features of the data at a glance. So since you have been doing with your research for so many days, so it is obvious to have your so many theories of research in a form of paper or written document. So when you are going to present, so when you are doing with the frequency distribution, it is very easy to present your data in one point, and it will be very easy to look it at a glance and understand. Then to present the data in a brief form. Brief form means very short and precise form. To enable statistical treatment of the collected data, to treat your data, that means how to present in the form of frequencies will help you to move into the further step. That is what treatment means. To make data attractive and effective. So when you are doing your frequency distribution, it will help the readers or listeners to have attraction towards your data. Then we will go for the methods of classification. So there are mainly 4 methods: geographical classification, chronological classification, qualitative classification, quantitative classification. So geographical classification is based on the geography, you can say your map. So whatever regions, areas, these all things you will be using, that will be categorized under geographical classification. And we will be seeing the example here. Name of colleges in 2016. So as you are seeing here, there are regions: Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and in front of that there are number of colleges mentioned. So these mentioned numbers are the frequencies, and these names Punjab, Haryana are the geographical regions. So these are classifications under the geographical classification. Then we are moving to the chronological classification. So chronological classification is defining your years. As step by step you are moving, there are years left behind. So these are counted under the chronological classification. See the example: population of India in crore, year 1971, year 1981, year 1991, year 2001, year 2011. So you can see there is a similarity between these years mentioned here. There is 10 years difference. So, and you can see in front of them the crores, population in crore is mentioned. This is what chronological classification means. Then qualitative means the characteristics you are going to notice. In this data classified on the basis of some attributes or qualities such as sex, literacy, religion, etc. It is of 2 types: simple classification and manifold classification. Simple classification is which only one attribute is studied, that is classification of population on the basis of male and female. Then manifold classification, when more than one attribute is studied, that is classification of population on the basis of male and female along with ruler and urban. So whenever this qualitative word comes, that means the quality or characteristics. So it is divided into two, simple and manifold. In manifold there is in simple we are seeing about the only two groups, that is male and female. That in manifold you are going with the male and female along with the rural and urban, and many more you can go. Then we will see the quantitative classification. Quantitative classification means the amount, the value. So in this you will be seeing the numbers. When data are classified on the basis of some characteristics which is capable of direct quantitative measurement, such as height, weight, income, marks, etc., it is also called numerical or grouped classification. So you are seeing in this there are numerical values you are using, that is numbers you are using. So whatever the data collection you are doing on this category, that is like height, weight, income, marks, so it will be classified under the quantitative classification. You can see here the examples. Weight are mentioned and number of persons are mentioned. So weight, you have kept the category like 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100 and 100 to 110. So similarity is that there are equal distribution between each weight, each category what you have divided, you have mentioned the equal intervals, that is 70 to 80 has 10, 80 to 90 has 10, 90 to 100 has 10, then 100 to 110 has 10 kgs interval value, and number of persons is according to your data collection. Then we are seeing the quantitative classification. In quantitative classification, it is telling about variables and frequency. Variables are the what terms you are using, like height, weight, and frequencies is the data samples you have collected. So characteristics capable of direct quantitative measurement, such as height, weight, marks, production, consumption, etc. And frequency, it is a quantity linked with the variable. The example, number of persons in weight range 70 to 80 kgs is 50. So I have already told you the variable is the term that you are using for presentation of your frequency, and your frequency is nothing but what data samples you have collected. You can also see the frequency distribution. So it is divided, you have seen it is showing here the two tables. One is discrete frequency distribution and one is grouped frequency distribution. So in discrete there is no intervals are showing in the marks. There is 10, 12, 15, 18, 20. No intervals value are present. But in grouped frequency it is mentioned in intervals like 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. So this is two, grouped frequency and discrete frequency. Then we will see the terms related to your grouped frequency distribution. So there are terms like class interval, class frequency, class limits, then class marks and class size. So in class interval, it's group of numbers in which items are placed. So you are dividing. Class interval means you will be not mentioning single number, you will be showing the intervals or duration between each numbers you are showing. Then your class frequency is how many times it has repeated, that should be equal. Then class limits means it should not cross the more than 20 or 10 according to your presentation how you are deciding. Then we will see the class marks. It is the average value of what you are going to present. That is, average value means middle value. Then class size, limit. Class size means limit of your presentation or limit of your variable. Then we will see the types of series in group frequency distribution. So it is mainly divided into 5 series, that is exclusive series, inclusive series, open-end series, mid-value series, cumulative frequency series. It is not so important for you, but when you are going to deal with your data presentation, you will be needing these methods to present. So exclusive series is in this form. Marks are present in between the interval 0 to 20, that is there is variability of 20 marks. Then number of students are present in form of frequency. And we'll just see the next table. In next table it is one-ended series. One-ended means it will end at one point and the second series will start with at the same end. See here, there are two tables mentioned, open-ended series to exclusive series. So in open-ended series you can see it is mentioned less than 5, then the next is 5 to 10, then the next again is 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 and above. So this ended series are attached with each other. You cannot see there is any changes when there is next variable is starting. It has series, and its series are linked with each other. This is what open-ended series means. Then we will see the frequency series containing mid value. So mid values are what that are present in the middle, what frequencies you are arranging. You can see in your table here, 0 to 10 has mid value 4, 10 to 20 has 5. So in mid value series, it has already shown that 5 value frequency is 5 mid value frequency is 4, 15 mid value frequency is 5, 25 mid value frequency is 8, and so that you are using it in the next table. Whatever numbers are mentioned like 0 to 10 has frequency of 4, then 10 to 20 has frequency 5, 20 to 30 has 8, 30 to 40 has 5, 40 to 50 has 4. That means how many number of time it has been repeated, that is the mid value. Then we will see the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is less than the type series. Mark C, less than 10, less than 20, less than means here you are denoting the numbers with the less than values. That will show the frequencies it has repeated. You will better understand this when you are going to do the problem statement, and you will see these frequency tables in those. Then we'll see the last one. Last one is also same, cumulative frequency series. In this also more than 0 means in before it has shown less than 0. In this table it is using more than 0. So more than 0 values frequency it is showing in descending to ascending order. Thank you to students.